How much does the Walmart Birkin cost?
An item designed to resemble or take inspiration from the style, aesthetic, or design elements of a luxury or designer brand, often at a more affordable price. Unlike knockoffs, dupes do not attempt to replicate the original item or mislead buyers into thinking they are purchasing the designer product. Instead, they offer a budget-friendly alternative that captures the essence of high-end design without violating trademarks or copyrights.
This Walmart Birkin bag is the pièce de résistance to 2024. This is like 2024's Hold My Beer moment. Hey sugar, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Ro the Black Magnolia, your favorite bougie babe, bringing you all your bougie but budget-friendly tips and faves, and a little bit of everything in between. To dupe or not to dupe? That is always the question. Well, maybe not for me. I mean, I'm always going to find a dupe or a designer-inspired item if I can. There is still a select group of people who think dupes or designer-inspired items are not the way to go. And all of this chatter begs the question, are dupes really worth it? The fashion world audibly gasped earlier last year when we found out that that beautiful Dior book tote that we all love, that costs about $5,000, retail, USD, American, yeah, that bag costs $5,000 to us, the consumer, but it costs Dior about $57 to make. We all knew in our heads that there was a markup on luxury brands, but not like that. That bombshell did not do the world of luxury fashion any favors when it came to people looking for alternatives to that hefty price tag that comes along with designer items. I mean, if it costs $57 for you to make it and I can find it on someplace like Amazon or Commence, why wouldn't I do that? But there can be a downside to it. We're going to explore all of that. These luxury brands have had me in a chokehold, like they may have had you for years, believing that the only way to look posh, to look fancy, to look lovely is to spend your entire paycheck on a pair of shoes or on a handbag. I mean, take Golden Goose, for instance. These shoes cost upwards of $500 to look like 8 other people have already worn them, and now it's your turn. I don't want to be number 9. I don't want to be number 9, especially if it's going to cost me like $850. I don't want to do that. But there is a certain prestige that is aligned with the brand that if you wear them, you get to have. So there is a case to be made for buying designer-inspired items. Let's really talk about this Walmart Birkin for a minute. Everybody is buying it. Like anybody who is everybody is out there on the internet buying this bag. It has sold out over and over again. People are going back for it in multiple colors. I watched another YouTube video where somebody talked about we now live in a world where both JLo and I can be crossing the street at the same time, carrying the same purse, but mine's from Walmart and hers isn't. It's crazy because for so long, we as regular fashion folk who don't have maybe $30, $40, $50, $60,000 to drop on a Birkin, even on the pre-loved market, I've always looked at these items as the gold standard for all things luxury. It's something that's just unattainable for a lot of people. And now to have the option to get something that looks like it or is close to it is oddly liberating. Designer-inspired dupes have been a game changer for so many people when it comes to building their wardrobe or adding to it. It's just a smart way to help save money and still get the look that you want, because bougie and budget-friendly should go hand in hand, and you know around here, they absolutely do. But something that you have to keep in mind when you are looking at these designer-inspired items is that not all dupes are created equal. Some of them are absolute garbage. Some of my favorite videos to do here on my channel are about the designer-inspired items that I have found that are like items that I would really like to add to my collection, and either A, I can't afford, or B, I don't know if I want yet, because it may not be something that I want long-term, but that might be something that'll keep me on trend. I love doing those videos because it really gives me an opportunity to dig in and see what's out there and to find out if those things are really worth it. And I don't only talk about the wonderful, amazing, perfect designer-inspired items that I find. I talk about the trash that I find as well, because I think it's important to know that just because something gives you the look doesn't mean that it's gonna be worth your money. But whether you're spending $20 or $100, you wanna make sure that you are getting your money's worth and that you're not wasting it on something that's gonna fall apart. I have seen the $20 Bottega cassette purse, and girl, don't do it. Just don't do it. It's gonna fall apart before you can even upload the photos of it to Instagram of you carrying it and the strap breaking. If it quacks like a duck, it's not a Louis Vuitton. And that's where, again, it gets tough for anybody who loves luxury but cries at the price tag. For instance, take this gorgeous Hermes basket bag. It's beautiful. It is disgusting how much I want this purse. There is no universe in which I am going to spend this much, $67,000 on a straw bag. I'm sorry. I could at least put one kid through 1 year of college here in the United States. I mean, come on. On Amazon, I found this alternative that looks amazing. And even if I spend like $100, I'm getting the look for way less. And if it's trash, I can send it back. So what do you do when you want that luxury look, don't want to get scammed by the luxury brands, and you don't want to get scammed by some random seller that you find somewhere? How do you stretch your dollar to give you that bougie but budget-friendly look? So it's about knowing when to invest, what to invest in, and how to find the right items. So let's break it down. Some designer-inspired items or dupes are just trash. They look fake, they smell bad, and they are absolutely awful and not worth your money. But how do you ferret out what's good and what's not? And the key to doing that is looking for well-made designer-inspired pieces that are honing in on the elements of specific designer items that make you love them, that make them unique, without trying to just be outright copies of them. Take, for instance, this Bottega Andiamo bag. This bag blew up. It's a beautiful handbag. And the intrecciato weave is the absolute signature of all of the Bottega bags. And on this Andiamo, that is no exception. It is a very expensive handbag. And it's something that I really wanted to invest in, but I wanted to make sure I was gonna like the bag because just from the picture, it kind of gave me grandma vibes at first, which I don't know why grandma vibes bother me because I am someone's grandma. So, I mean, it's just me being silly. I didn't know if I really wanted to invest in this specific bag. I found one on Amazon. It cost me about $99. It took forever to get here, but when it did, I was not immediately pleased with it because in my head, I was expecting it to be larger because there were two sizes and it was a medium and a large on the listing. And so I assumed that it was going to be the same size or closer in size to the large Andiamo that's on the Bottega site. But the way that these designers can get away with making these items and not having them be knockoffs is by copying elements, but not exact design. So here are the measurements on the Andiamo bag. Here are the measurements on the bag that I got on Amazon. So as you can see, the scale is not the same. What I got was more or less the medium size of the Andiamo bag, and that weave on the bag is so much smaller than the actual intrecciato weave that is on the Bottega bags. And I don't mind that because to the untrained eye, you're not gonna look at that bag and go, oh, that is from Amazon. It's from Amazon. And if you are, I'm gonna just pause you for a second and ask you when you received your last paycheck from me. Because if you haven't, mind the business that pays you, and it is not mine. Let me do me, and I'm gonna let you do you. And this bag is an example of a win when it comes to a designer-inspired version. I love it. It is durable. I used this bag almost every day straight for about 3 or 4 months. I didn't have any issues with it, and I feel like I found a really good deal. Do I still kind of want the Andiamo? Yeah, I do. But honestly, this designer-inspired version has served me really well, and it did a great job of filling the space in my wardrobe that I wanted that Andiamo bag to do for a much smaller price tag. And that's the issue that has designer brands shaking in their boots right now. That's why news outlets like Fox and USA Today are all covering this story about a little Walmart Birkin. Because we as consumers, especially in the fashion industry, are getting wise to the idea of quality versus status and what's really important. I mean, in the past, the only way that you used to be able to get a good quality, lower priced luxury item was to buy it pre-loved. There are great places that I love to shop for pre-loved items: Satire, Vestiaire, The Real, and even ThredUp. This is not a sponsored video. This is just me telling you some of the places that I like to get my authenticated items from. These are great alternatives and great options, but it used to be the only way. And if you did get a knockoff, it screamed,
"Something the matter?" Yes, I think I've mixed up my wallet with my friends. Yes, I have. Say Prado.
Oh. Well, is there any money in it?
fake. It screamed fake and it was really poor quality. But that's not the case anymore. So as opposed to having to go onto a pre-loved site and spending, I don't know, maybe $5,000 on a pre-loved Chanel, you can go onto Amazon and spend $75 to $100 and get a bag that is great quality and get a low cost per wear out of that bag because of the price and how many times you'll be able to use it. And it's gonna look incredible. It's gonna give you that elevated look without costing you a small fortune. Now, don't get me wrong. I love to shop for designer items. I have a closet full, and I also have a closet full of designer inspired items. And I feel like having a healthy mix of both in your closet is always going to be the best way to go because it's economical. But not only that, so many of us are tired of trying to keep up with the Kardashians or the Hailey Biebers or all of the famous it girls of the moment, almost as if dressing like them or carrying the same handbag as them is magically going to give us this life like they have. And honestly, I don't want that life. I don't even know what that life is really like in person. I want to make my life dreams and goals come to fruition. And that starts with being smart with how I spend my time, how I spend my money, and what I focus on. But for me personally, I feel like there's better ways for me to express my fashion sense, and there's better ways for me to spend my money than always investing in designer or luxury items. I have found so many lovely designer inspired items, and I'll put the playlist up here for you or down here or somewhere. I'll link it in the description box if it doesn't magically pop up here for you to look at of all the designer inspired videos that I've done, because there's so many great items that I have found, and some of the items may or may not be available anymore, but it can give you an idea of what to look for and how to shop for those designer inspired pieces. So if designer inspired is the way that you want to go, because yes, if you haven't noticed already, my answer, designer inspired, is definitely worth it. So here are my best tips for shopping for designer inspired items in order to make sure you are making the best choices when it comes to what you're shopping for. First, you want to start with timeless designs. Yes, it's always fun to try and find something trendy and add it to your wardrobe, and that's great. But bear in mind, when something's trendy, there's probably going to be a lot of different people selling it. The quality is going to be all over the map, and the likelihood of you getting something that's not going to last very long is a lot higher. So like I said, I bought this designer inspired version of the Andiamo bag. I love it. It's great. It's wonderful. My daughter saw it. She wanted one, and she didn't buy the same one that I did on Amazon. She found a different seller because that bag is extremely popular. It was, and it still is. And the one that she got wasn't made out of PU leather, and it didn't have the actual weave on the bag. It had like a print of the weave on the bag. So it wasn't like textured or anything. It was just like they screen printed onto the bag. It was literally like they photocopied a picture of the bag and like glued it on to the shape. It was terrible. When you are looking for designer inspired items, trendy items, there's going to be a higher likelihood of you getting a dud. But if you look at more timeless pieces, things that are sometimes maybe a little bit more under the radar, that's where you're going to find some of the best designer inspired items. And the next tip to shopping designer inspired is picking neutral colors, or shopping for colors that are true to the brand. Because if you're really trying to go for that look for less, you're going to want to stick to the spirit of the designer or the brand, or else it could really just wind up looking like a nice item, a cute shoe or a cute handbag, but not like its luxury counterpart. And last but not least, quality over gimmicks. Sometimes you just got to take the chance and order something and hope that it's good. But if you're really looking for a piece that you'll be able to hold on to for a little while, I mean, none of these items, not even some of the designer items, are built to last. We get that. But if you want something that's going to be good for your closet and good for the environment, read the reviews, watch videos like mine. There are other creators who also do some really great designer inspired videos as well. But listen to what other people are saying about them and see if it's worth the money. Then when you invest or spend, you'll know that you're not just getting trash or getting something that's gimmicky, you're getting something well made that will last. So what have we garnered from all of this chatter on the internet? At the end of the day, it's your money, spend it how you see fit. I do love to luxury shop. I love luxury items, but the kind of luxury that I like to shop for is very specific. I like beautiful, well-made pieces, just like you do, I'm sure, that are timeless in style. They're gonna give me that really polished, put-together look to finish off an outfit, whether it's a shoe, an accessory, a handbag, whatever the case may be. Those little touches that just say, she took her time. So the truth is, luxury doesn't always guarantee quality, and a low price doesn't always quantify a great deal. So it's all about shopping smart, knowing your style, knowing what works with your wardrobe, what things you want to add to it, what things will enhance your style, or if you're looking to change your style altogether, ways to add those things in without breaking the bank. So shopping that way, we as consumers are going to begin to redefine what luxury means and what it actually stands for, right? It's not just about a label and a status symbol, it's about quality. It's about things being well made, and things being well made and attainable to all of us. So whether you're saving for a dream bag and just want something in the meantime that gives you the same look and feel, or if you're waiting for something to come up on the preloved market so that you can save a little bit of money, designer inspired items are an incredible alternative to the high price of the real thing. And just remember, you are not the sum total of your closet, your handbag collection, or your shoes. You are incredible, you are beautiful, and you deserve to feel as luxurious as you want. And sugar, that is it. If you enjoyed this video, click that like button. Also, head down to that subscribe button, click it, turn on your notification bell, and that way you will never, ever miss an upload. And let me know in the comments below if you've watched any of my other designer-inspired videos or other people's designer-inspired videos, and if there's a specific designer-inspired find that you have that you absolutely love. We don't gatekeep around here, we share. Because around here, we are collectively bougie, but budget friendly. And I will see you in the next video.